Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Apocalyptic here, and today I'm going to be going over my Stam DK bow and 2H build and my sword and board 2H build. I've had a couple people commenting asking me to make a build video over both of them, and honestly the only reason I haven't yet is because I've been waiting to test out different sets. I wanted to test Spriggans, Hunting, Black Rose, and I've pretty much narrowed it down to what I have. This build, I'm not using any proc sets except for Belly Dress, but I actually, in the videos I did post, I was not using it, but now that I am using it, I mean, it makes somewhat of a difference on my 2HM bow build, but on my sword and board build, it doesn't make a difference at all. So this is going to be like a part 1, part 2 type video. Both builds will be in this video, so this will be kind of a long video, so if you don't want to stay until the end of the video, I will have timestamps down in the description. But if you are here through the whole entire thing, you will kind of get more of a description of why I use what I use and like how it goes and everything. But let's go ahead and get into it. So for my Stam DK bow and 2H build, I'm my physical, spell, and weapon damage sits at around 3k weapon damage, 27 max stam, 1300 stamina recovery with 25k spell resistance and 22k physical resistance. I'm also using Serpent Mundus Stone and max health and stamina recovery food. Actually, this is max health and stamina food, but okay, yeah, this is the max health and stamina recovery food. I was doing PvE earlier. I guess I did actually. One thing about this is I am in the Azure Star campaign, so champion points don't really matter in this build, but I will go ahead and go over them because whether I was in Azure Star or any other CP campaign, I will use the same setup. Just champion points apply and don't apply. So let's go ahead and let's get into the skills. For my main, well, for my one of the dots I'm using is use poison injection, kind of like a really basic ability. I could use volley. I do have the Maelstrom bow, but I feel like that I kind of move around a lot. I line of sight. That volley doesn't really benefit me a lot, but it's there. If you want to change it up, it works. I just prefer poison protection over anything. We're using Ignis Shield as our stamina recovery. We get stamina recovery from the Helping Hand passive as a Stamina DK. We're also using Shuffle as our main dodge chance, a little bit of mobility from it. Volatile armor, and now I did test volatile armor and hardened armor, I believe it's called. But in Azure Star, like so many Night Blades that I come across, they just cloak after you attack them for seconds that the damage shield in here isn't even that big of a difference to me. I prefer to just pull them out of stealth, keep going, kill them, and whatnot. I will throw on wings sometimes if I'm running into a group that's using a lot of snipes, especially as there's a lot of new players. They run snipe a lot, very frustrating. Hits hard in here especially. I will throw wings sometimes, or if I'm dueling a Sork, I'll put wings on to be a little bitch, but I mean, you know, it's kind of your opinion on what you want to run. Vigor as our over time heal. On my back bar, I'm using Dawnbreaker. On one of my videos, you'll see that I was using corrosive armor, but in here, for the fact that in the, let's see, the Fighters Guild right here, we get more weapon damage for each ability slotted. I could be wrong, but I think that also helps with your healing. The more weapon damage you have, I've been told that the more weapon damage you have helps with your healing. So having a little bit more weapon damage increases both of these, which, and having both of these up, we'll have Igneous weapons up, volatile armor, it makes your healing tick more. I could be wrong, call me out on it if I am wrong, but if not, it's whatever. Also as a DK, you get a lot of your health, magic, and stamina resources back for using ultimate. And this is a decently cheap ultimate. It's a lot more cheap than volatile armor. So for the fact that, or not volatile armor, corrosive armor, so for the fact that I can just use it when I need some resources back, get my resources back, and good. And I keep going from there. On my two-handed bar, I'm using Dizzying Swing as my main DPS. I'm also using Nauseous Breath as another dot I like to apply. I'll crit rush, light attack, Nauseous Breath, light attack, Wrecking Blow, and to execute. Depends how they're playing and what they're running and all that. I'm using Reverse Slice. Now, this one does more damage to people around you. Execute, I kind of do prefer execute half the time, but with a lot of people in a Zero Star, I find them not healing. So if it's like a 1v2 and I'm using execute on one person, I'll end up almost killing the other person. They're not paying attention to their heals, and it's honestly pathetic. But that's how it is. I'm using Crit Rush as my gap closer. Now, you could use Stampede if you're not used to Wrecking Blow, because it does snare them. Yes, it does snare them, but this one does more damage, and I honestly prefer how it works. And I don't really need the snare, because I feel like it's kind of a handicap to use that than going to using Crit Rush. It's like relearning all over again. So if you truly think you can do it, just run Crit Rush, get used to how not having snare, and go from there. Rally as our main weapon damage boost and another great heal, and of course Dawnbreaker as our ultimate. Now I was using Take Flight on my sword and board build, but for the fact that I get more weapon damage and it's Zero Star with this one and it's cheap, I've been using it a lot more now. Of course you're going to want all your passives and all your abilities. Let's see, and then for my armor sets, I'm running Maelstrom Bow, Defending, Maelstrom Maul, Precise. I still don't have Sharpened yet, and honestly haven't run it in about a month and a half. I've gotten really bored of it, and this works good enough, so I'm using it. For my headpiece, I'm wearing two-piece Veladrith, one heavy, one medium, just what I've gotten. Haven't really ran that set a lot, but these work out. And then yes, I'm still running 5-piece Black Rose, which is probably the meta right now, and I will most likely still be using it next patch for the fact that the 4th piece will be getting changed to Magicka, which will drop my stamina a little bit, but in the end, I still get more stamina back because I will have just that little bit of more Magicka, so I'll see how it goes. And I will say that I did use Hundings and Spriggans, the same setup. I just felt like I was not tanky enough, which obviously I realized that I was losing a lot of tankiness and putting more damage into it, but in the end, like, in a Zero Star, the damage wasn't as great as I would have wanted it to be. Maybe in a CP campaign it'll be better, but I really haven't gone and played there recently. I've been helping my girlfriend level up. She's only like 320 CP right now, and she's going Zero Star way more than CP campaign, so we moved into here. So yeah, as of right now, Black Rose is basically what I've been using, and plus I still get my weapon damage from the 5th piece in here, so it helps a lot, and especially in the Zerg, it, you know, kind of gives you more of an edge over anybody, unless they're using it, because half time it's the Zerg beat me, so I get more weapon damage than I'm giving back to them, even if they are running Black Rose. And then of course, 3-piece Agility. Now, for my champion points, like I said, they don't matter in here, but I will go ahead and go over them in case you are running in a CP campaign. I have 75 into Warlord for 13.6% reduced cost. I have 72 into Mooncalf, and the only reason I'm only putting 72 in here is because at 20% stamina recovery and then at 13% reduced cost, I believe you don't need much more than that, because the more you end up putting in there, it slowly goes down less and less. I think you're only allowed to have 25% max stats, and so by having, you know, 30 more points to put somewhere else and only losing 5% more isn't that big of a deal to me. So that's how I run it. I do have 40 in the tumbling because I do tend to dodge roll a lot, especially with my bow and two-handed for the hasty retreat passive. I have 25 into blessed for the, you know, basic effectiveness of healing done. I then have 67 into piercing, piercing for more physical penetration. Since I don't have the Maelstrom 2H, I basically get another 3,700 penetration, and I did truly believe that with Spriggans gives you already, I think, a 3,400 plus a 3,700 would put me around almost a 7,000 physical penetration, I believe, stacked on. If I had a Maelstrom 2H sharpened, it would have been insane. So those people who do run the sharpen and Spriggans, I'm sure your damage is out of this world, but I simply don't have that, and I still believe Black Rose is better, so that's what I'm running with. 90 into Mighty for my physical poison and disease damage by 23%, and then 5 into Thaumaturge just for the fact that my what you call it, my obnoxious breath will hit a little bit harder. And then we have 40 in resistance. I like to be really tanky, especially against crit hits with the gankers now and Sork's frags. 66 into hardy, 61 elemental defender. It honestly doesn't really matter how many you have there. You can drop some from here, put them in there if you want. If you feel like you need more elemental defender, you can drop from hardy. It's simply your choice. And then I have 20 and quick recovery. And I believe that's everything. I see, yeah, I have more points in here. You don't need these. All you need is the first 3 and 2 for your passives. Obviously, you need all the heavy ones, but only these 2 right here is what you need. Since I was running Spriggans, I had these as well. And right here, I don't have any because it's just reduced cost of sneak. It's fucking useless because I don't sneak. Make sure you have all these passives in. I also do have alchemy leveled up, so I use that as well. And as my pots, I forgot to mention that, my pots, I do use Essence of Immovability, so I'm immune to knockback. I get health recovery immediately, and get health immediately and health recovery, stamina immediately, stamina recovery. But I'm really low on pots recently, so the video I posted 3 days ago, I was using these, which were just left over from my Healing Templar, which is health immediately, basically health, magic, stamina, direct and immediately. And this is my Stamina DK bow and 2H build for Azura Star, 1 Tamriel update, and I most likely will be using this in the housing update as well. And then now on to my sword and board build. Alright guys, and so I guess you call this part 2. This is going to be the sword and board part of the video, and so let's just go ahead and get right into this. Same thing as last time. Max health, stem recovery, serpent, Munda stuff. All buffed up. Let's see, all buffed up. I have around, now this is going to be low, but I have around 2,700 stamina recovery, 28k max stam, 1,500 recovery. I meant 2,000 weapon damage. I don't know why I said 100, but I have 26,000 spell resist, 23k, 38k physical resistance, and then almost 2,000 spell crit. Like I said before, this is an Azura Star, not CP campaign. CP campaign, it will be buffed up a little bit more. And let's go ahead and go over the skills and get into the armor set. Now for my bread and butter DPS, I'm running Heroic Slash. The reason I am not running Puncture is because this is basically a resource drain ulti dumping build. That's how you survive, is by letting them run their resources out, hitting you, banging on you, doing whatever they can to kill you, while you're basically building your ultimate, and they're going to try and dump everything you have on. For my CC, I'm running Reverberating Bash. This ability is kind of a little overpowered, but it's fun to use, and I love it. For our third ability, Shuffle, it gives us dodge chance, and yeah, basically dodge chance. We're running Igneous Shield, and then Vigor for our over the time heal, and Igneous Shield, like I said before, get Helping Hands, which in return gives us stamina back. And the reason that this is on my front bar is because I like to pop Shuffle, pop Igneous, pop Vigor, and I can hold block and pop another Igneous, and it helps me keep a little bit of stamina, under my control, but not. On our back bar, we are running multi-armor again, Nauseous Breath again, First Slice, Crit Rush, and Rally, and Dawnbreaker. Now, when I'm running Sword and Board, I prefer to run Take Flight. The reason being is it's only 15% less more ultimate, but it's 100% going to give you, like, hit somebody. Dawnbreaker, they can kind of move out of the way, or if they roll right before you use Dawnbreaker, then it won't hit them. And yes, it gives a dot, but it's only 8,000 physical damage at whoever you hit. Take Flight is 11,000, non-buffed, obviously. And it costs a little bit less, and you're sure to hit somebody with it. And I think it's an AoE circle. I don't think it's just who's in front of you, like Dawnbreaker. I'm pretty sure that it's anybody you hit whoever's around them gets knocked back. So I prefer to run take flight with this build. Now for the armor sets, I'm running 2-piece Night Silence, gives me max stamina, sharpen, impen, weapon damaging glyph on the 2H, on the sword I mean, and then max stamina on the shield. I'm running a Maelstrom Greatsword defending on my back bar for a little bit more resistance when I am switched over. So if I buff up on my back bar when I'm kind of blocking and walking around, I have 30k spell and 26k physical, so a little bit more, and that's the only reason I run this, because I can block and pop rally when I'm going against 2 people. Let's see here. I'm wearing a 2-piece blood spawn, both impen, got very lucky on that, yes, and they're medium, and so that's where my medium passives come in for me to run, get a little bit more weapon crit and stam recovery. And now the whole point of me running Heroic Slash was because it generates ultimate, which in return Bloodspawn generates ultimate when I take damage, and gives me that little kind of like, what do they call it, the more physical and spell resistance if I'm taking too much damage and whatnot. So basically what I do is I basically hold my ground, build ulti, dump ulti, execute, and that's how you perform this build. Running sword and shield, of course, still run the Black Rose, and I'm still running agility. Now, I did not change my champion points over from when I had my sword and board part, but in a CP campaign, I don't think it's even going to allow me to distribute them, but I will basically go over everything I have. In the Warlord, I have 81. In the Mooncalf, I have 31. I have 35 into tumbling, and I have 40 in Shadow Ward, and that's only because it decreases my blocking. In the Mage, I have 30 into Bless for just a little bit more healing on Sword and Board, since I don't have as much damage. I have 25 into Melee Weapon Expert, which is right here, which increases the damage of your light and heavy attacks with your dagger, sword, shield, mace, or daggers, swords, axes, and maces. And basically, when I'm playing, I constantly light and heavy attack. That 1 builds ulti, Heroic Slash builds ulti, 3 Bloodspawn builds ulti. Guys, my ulti is amazing. I then have, let's see, where to go? I apologize. A 5 into Shattering Blows, and this is only because when I run Swords or Magic DKs, I just put a little bit more damage onto them. I then have 10 in Thaumaturge, 27 to Precise Strikes, and 90 again in Mighty. And the only reason that I don't have any into Piercing is because I'm not trying to be just straight on damage. I go into Precise Strikes. I also, incorrect, I completely forgot something. I run the Thief Mundustone, which increases my crit. So then in return, I get increases damage and healing dealt by weapon crits. That's where my healing and more weapon damage is when I'm doing crits to people. It procs more, and that's how I'm able to keep myself alive a lot more. Going into the warrior tree, I have 40 into resistance and 7 into ironclad, and that basically reduces snares on me if I run out of stamina or anything like that. This helps reduce the snares and stuns of abilities. I then have 15 to hardy, 50 into elemental defender, and then 30 into thick skin, which increases the damage it takes from overtimed effects, because like I said, the point of this build is to just try to survive until you get your ultimate, turn around, ulti jump, and survive. You're just a sustain build trying to drain their resources. That's the whole point of this build. And then 10 into quick recovery. Now, I'm guessing when I edit this video, I'll put little numbers where I said my stuff was, so it overlaps, but since I am in Cyrodiil and I'm in Azure Star, I cannot change my champion points, and I don't travel. So yes, is there anything that I missed? I still run the same food, same potions when I have them, and I think that's about it, guys. So please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and if you have comments about anything, I can answer them as best of my abilities. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.